Good evening, everyone. Dobry wieczór. My name is Radosław Tyszkiewicz. I'm the president of newly established Poland-Japan Foundation, and I have a great pleasure to welcome all of you here in Venture Cafe Tokyo, physically, all of our attendees in the Venture Cafe Warsaw, and all people who are joining us online tonight. As far as I heard from Akiho-san, we have a record number of people who registered for our event, so I'm really happy about it. First of all, let me say a few words about our foundation. The idea of establishing a Poland-Japan Foundation emerged from the meetings of experts with extensive backgrounds and international experience, particularly in the Polish-Japanese relations. The foundation was created in response to the growing interest from entrepreneurs and public institutions in both Poland and Japan, as well as a rapid development of relations between our two countries. Who we are. We were established last year and registered in Warsaw. Our representatives are in Poland and Japan, as well as in Belgium, as we would like to have this European Union angle too. We are private, philanthropic, non-profit, legally and financially independent organization. We are modern, creative, fully innovative, digitalized organization that responds to the challenges of the 21st century. We are just a meeting place for all those who want to get involved in shaping positive Polish-Japanese relations. Now, what we do? We are dedicated to promoting and developing Polish relations across various sectors with a primary focus on business, economy, culture, science, and technology. We foster cooperation through projects in these areas. To learn more about our foundation, please visit our website and also please follow our social media. Today, I would like to invite all of you to our first project, which aims to promote startup cooperation between Poland and Japan. Let me begin with a provocative statement. If you want to be a global startup or company, you need a presence in both Poland and Japan. Poland is one of the leading member states of the European Union and a key strategic partner for Japan in Central Eastern Europe. Next year, we will be celebrating 10 years of our strategic partnership with Japan. Japan, with its undisputed leadership position in Asia and enormous economic potential, creates opportunities for development for business cooperation. Now, I would like to share a few of my thoughts on this in the context of the startup cooperation. Let me now tell you a few things about why Japan is an attractive destination for startups. There are several reasons for that. The first one, government support and strategic plans. Japan has designated startup growth as a national priority. The Japanese government positioned the year 2022 as the year of startup creation and has formulated a 5-year plan for startup development by former Prime Minister Kishida. The Japanese government is steadily advancing this plan, which aims to create 100,000 startups and increase the number of unicorns from 10 to 100 by 2027. In his recent policy speech in the Diet, the new Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba expressed support for innovation and startups, affirming that Japan will continue to strengthen measures to support startups. 2, growing ecosystem and infrastructure. Japan aims to become Asia's largest startup hub. Starting 2028, the Global Startup Campus will be established in Tokyo, attracting top researchers, entrepreneurs, and investors worldwide. Station AI, Japan's largest open innovation hub, was opened in the city of Nagoya in this October. Station AI aims to boost regional and economic growth by empowering startups in AI and technological innovation. Additionally, Tokyo's Shibuya World and programs like J Startup boost local ecosystem, facilitating growth and innovation. 3, digital transformation. With a projected 20% population decline by 2050, Japan sees digitization and productivity as essential things. Concepts like the 8 times society, which was invented by Asahi Shimbun, aim to optimize operations with fewer workers, making it an ideal place for startups which are focused on tech-driven solutions and automation. 4, significant economic impact and investment growth. Japanese startups have shown impressive growth, contributing almost 20 trillion yen to the economy and experiencing a tenfold increase in investment over the past decade. Japan encourages diversity and inclusivity in its startup ecosystem with higher proportion of female entrepreneurs than in large corporations, and its support for a young talent. 5, the recent yen depreciation makes Japan a cost-effective entry point for foreign startups aiming to expand in Asia, further enhancing its appeal as a regional innovative hub. These factors combine to position Japan as a dynamic and supportive environment for startups, with substantial resources, government backing, and a focus of innovation and internationalization. Now, let me tell you a few words about why Poland is an attractive destination for Japanese startups. Point number 1, this is the welcoming environment for the Japanese investment. Poland is known as one of the most Japanophile countries, providing a friendly and supportive atmosphere for Japanese companies. At the moment in Poland, we have over 350 Japanese companies operating in different sectors of business. Number 2, high quality technical talent. Poland has a very high standard of technical education, especially in science, technology, and mathematics, producing a skilled workforce which is well suited for the technology-driven businesses. The Polish-Japanese Academy of Information Technology, which was founded with the help of JICA many years ago, demonstrates Poland's commitment to fostering expertise in computer science, which makes it ideal for the startups. 3, English proficiency and young workforce. The prevalence of the English proficiency and an abundance of young, talented professionals make it easier for Japanese startups to operate and to integrate into the local market. 4, this is quite important, Central European location. Poland's central location in the Eastern Europe offers access to key regional markets, including Nordics, Baltic states, and the Balkan Peninsula. With a population of 38 million people, Poland is the largest market in the Central and Eastern Europe, offering Japanese startups a strong base for regional expansion. 5, cost efficiency. Poland provides cost averages comparing to the Western Europe, allowing startups to operate economically without sacrificing quality, making it practical entry point into the European market. 6, stability and EU membership. Poland's secure environment and status within the European Union offers stability and reliability, which are essential factors for foreign investors, despite the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. And the last one, increasing competition and opportunity. The growing presence of South Korean companies in Poland highlights the competitive landscape, especially opportunities such as reconstruction projects in Ukraine, emphasizing the need for Japanese startups to act promptly to capitalize on this dynamic market. So to sum up, Poland's combination of skill, talent, strategic location, economic efficiency, and a strong Japan-Poland relations makes it an appealing launchpad for Japanese startup aiming to expand in Europe. Today, our distinguished speakers will elaborate more on those issues. So let me stop here. And I would like to right now invite the next speaker, Mr. Yasuyuki Ishiga, Director General of JETRO Warsaw. I'm very thankful for JETRO and Mr. Ishiga to participate our event. I hope we don't have any technical problems as Mr. Ishiga is going to join us from Europe. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Hello, Deshkevich-san. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Ishiga.
Okay. Hello, distinguished guests in Japan and online participants. I'm Yasuyuki Ishiga, Director General of JETRO Warsaw. Thank you for having me here. I wish I could be there with you today in Tokyo Venture Cafe, but unfortunately, I'm currently on the business trip in London. First of all, I would like to express my thanks to Poland-Japan Foundation for organizing such a wonderful event. I'm honored to be given the opportunity to make opening remarks on this special occasion, the first edition of Poland-Japan Connect. Supporting Polish-Japanese business connections, in fact, what today's event and JETRO Warsaw have in common. Unfortunately, I feel that many Japanese businessmen are still not aware of Polish business and market opportunity and vice versa. I have been working in Warsaw for 3 years now. Ever since I arrived on many occasions, I've witnessed how Japanese businessmen that are the first visiting Warsaw office are surprised to learn about the Poland's economic potential. That is why, taking this opportunity, I'd like to encourage all today's participants that have never been yet to Poland to come and visit. And on the other hand, if there are Polish businessmen who have never been to Japan, I'd also recommend visiting and exploring firsthand the business collaboration potential between our countries. In this sense, JETRO is truly grateful to Deshkevich-san for organizing today's event and for creating the opportunity by sharing cross-border business strategy and experience. So thank you once again for having us, JETRO, today. I hope you have an inspiring, productive, and memorable time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ishiga. Just let me add a few words. JETRO in Poland is covering not only Poland, but also Baltic states and Ukraine. And recently, JETRO successfully have opened its office in Kiev. Now, let me invite to the floor our foundation's advisor, Mr. Alex Odajima, who is the CEO of the Edge of company, for his intervention. Please, the floor is yours.
Very briefly, introduction of myself. I'm Alex Odajima. Unfortunately, not Polish, but French and Japanese mixed. Born and raised in Tokyo. I've been with the startups ecosystem for about 15 years or so now. And I've been very intensively working in different initiatives to help foreign startups come to the Japanese market and vice versa. And recently, I've been working with organizations such as Endeavor. For some people who may know about it, it's a global network of entrepreneurs all around the world in about 40 countries, which also have an entity in Poland. And we are now trying to create unicorns in different parts of the world. Today I would like to talk about very shortly and briefly about the landscape of the Japanese industry ecosystem and giving some tips to the Polish startups when they will have to work with Japanese companies. So I did my self-introduction. So some logos, maybe for those who know the J Startup, the initiative of the Minister of Economy. I'm part of the selecting committee member. I work with Shibuya Startup as an advisor. I'm also advisor of the Tokyo Metropolitan Government and so on and so on. I've been working with about 15 different countries, embassies and organizations to help their Go to Japan initiatives. All right. So assuming that most of the startups trying to come Japan from Poland, Eastern Europe are mainly in the IT field. So very quick numbers about the IT industry in Japan. 70 billions of market size last year. So it's a huge market. Annual growth of almost 10%. It's growing very, very much. And that's because Japan is not fully digitalized yet. So there's a lot of opportunity there. Key sectors, cloud computing, finally switching to cloud, and AI, of course, and IoT solutions, a lot of devices, etc. The good thing for startups, maybe not a good thing for the Japanese corporates, is that we are a bit behind when it comes to go cloud or the digitalization in general. Many people will be surprised when coming to Japan, so analog. Paperworks are actually paperworks. And you will have a lot of things that will be surprised and amazed, but that's, again, a big opportunity for many of IT startups. And another thing is we don't have enough IT workers. That's the estimate from the Ministry of Economy. We'll have almost 800,000 engineers shortage in 5 years. So literally, we need people to work, and we need to digitalize, and we don't have enough people. So obviously, it's a great opportunity here. So to give you some names. So these are the biggest IT companies in Japan in terms of sales amount. NTT Data, they had a huge growth of 25%. That sounds crazy, but because there's something happening outside of Japan. But there are obviously a big company. And those companies are called in Japan SIers, system integrators. And they are the ones who have the path to deal with governments or deal with huge corporates. So most of IT companies cannot have those type of big deals. So they have to work with those SIers who are kind of gateway. And that's the multi-layer subcontracting structure. This is why it takes a lot of time to build anything in Japan. Sometimes you have like 7 layers of subcontracting. So really a lot of complications, but we are having more and more of those structure integrating foreign entities as part of the structure. So that's, again, big opportunity. And the fact that Japanese companies and government were much about on-site computing, not using cloud because of worry of security and so on, it's still going to cloud. That's a big opportunity. All right, and as like in any other countries, AI is the big next thing, obviously. But we are not as much in advanced compared to America or Chinese. So we are more using the big resources or OpenAI or those big platforms and creating local small AI services. And transition to cloud, Web3 integration is, maybe not now yet. And digital transformation, so DX, digital transformation, is the big buzzword. Everybody's going to talk about it. But many people saying this are not realizing that they have to digitalize first, and then the transformation comes after. And many companies in Japan are still in the digitalization phase. So let's go from paper to digital. And so the digital transformation will come after that. But I think the fact that it's in behind and a lot of cash in those companies is providing a lot of different type of opportunities, investments, CVCs, partnerships. And startups are getting more and more important. You used to have a lot of big corporates never asking anything to startups because they were afraid, but now the mindset is changing. A lot of deals are happening now between startups and big corporates, including foreign companies. Outsourcing, offshoring, that's the number one easy to think opportunity for Polish, Eastern European startups. And the thing that we might hear this a bit surprising is that Japan is in need of innovation, because you see the list of biggest companies in Japan, the average is like 50, 60 years old. Some are maybe older than 100 years, right? So it's still dominated by very old giants who can't innovate much themselves. And they're looking for innovation from the outside. And they're almost finished dealing with all the Japanese startups. So they are starting now to look for foreign startups. And because of many hundreds of different reasons, we don't have enough startups in Japan. So the two things combined, definitely there's a lot of do in Japan. And the other thing is Japan is losing population. We are almost losing 800,000 people every year, right? So decreasing population is causing a lot of issues in many places. We don't have enough drivers, we don't have enough workers, we don't have enough of anything. So if you have any AI, robotics, automation things that will allow the companies to continue their business with less people, that's very, very welcome here. And not only decreasing, it's aging. I'm 44 years, I'm the average age of Japan. So you come to Tokyo, you don't have much kids on the street. You go outside of Tokyo, you have even less kids. So Lily not only is decreasing, it's aging very, very fast, and it's causing a lot of trouble everywhere. So caretaking industry is obviously growing, but they don't have enough people to work there. So any technology that could help us, that's a good thing. And it has a huge elderly market. If you have a product to sell to elderly people, Japan is definitely the right place to start. It's big market. It's somehow glowing, at least for 20, 30 years. So Lily, if you have any kind of technology that would fit with that type of industry, definitely should consider coming to Japan. So now I'll give you very quickly a few tips. Whenever you will start to deal with Japanese companies, I think some of you have heard that Japanese people have a risk averse, right? They don't want to take risk. Partially true. But I would say it's more about responsibility. The key word is not risk, it's more about responsibility. Japanese people would take crazy risk if they're not responsible about it, right? So Lily, that you have to make the differentiation, and that's gonna explain a lot of the behavior of Japanese corporate people. They are so serious. The responsibility is so important in Japanese society. They're afraid of taking risk because they have to be responsible about it, right? So that's why they will ask a lot of questions. That's why they will ask you to provide any kind of information that will feel them safe, okay? And that's also why it's gonna take a lot of time, because they wanna make everything a mutual decision. You even be the CEO at the meeting, nothing's gonna be decided at the meeting. They say, okay, I will take it back to my company, and it's gonna take a month, so that it becomes a mutual decision within the company, so that no one is solely responsible about the thing. It's no, we decided all together, right? So that's the thing. And you need to build personal relationship. That's not only in Japan, it's mainly in different Asian countries. They want to know you before knowing your product, or they want to know you before knowing the company. So it's gonna look maybe waste of time, but it actually is not. Please make sure you are ready to spend time with the company you want to work with to build this personal relationship. Before COVID, we used to go drink a lot. It's called nominication, right? So, but Lily, if you have the opportunity to go drink with the potential customer, it's gonna really open a lot of doors. And do not expect quick responses. So anyone who's experienced working with Japanese companies know about that, right? Asking an NDA could take 2 months sometimes. So, you know, as a startup who have to have results within 6, 8 months, it might sound crazy to spend too much time. But the good thing of Japan is that it might be slow. It takes time to get into Japan. But once you're in it, it's quite easy to stay. But most of Japanese partners are very loyal with you. And they will even help you find other customers. Or like if a competitor comes to them, they will ask you if you will be ready to update your service before you switch the contract, right? So Japanese companies are very difficult to get, but once you get them, it's a very, very big partnership. But they are not very much ready to have their own ideas, especially with new technology of the startup. So you are the one which must come with concrete use cases, right? Don't expect them to ask the right questions or coming with the ideas on how to use the tech. You're the one who have to study about the company, make your business plan, and make proposals. And that's also because of the responsibility thing. Being innovative is great. Being efficient, of course, but being safe. Safety is way more important than anything else. So that's what you need to know when preparing proposal to Japanese companies. They want to feel safe. Oh, I can use this product. I can see big company's logo on the proposal. It shows that it's a safe product, right? So that's very, very important. And for other hundreds and thousands of reasons I couldn't put on the slide, you really have to find a partner. So that's probably not only in Japan. If you want to work in a foreign country, you have to find someone who not only speaks the language, but who knows the industries, who are well connected, who can guide you through the very complicated different rituals. So finding right partners is going to be crucial. And to finish up, a few mistakes of previous challengers who tried to come to Japan. 3 months is not enough, right? I tried 3 months in Japan, I couldn't get anything, so I will give up. No. At least 6, maybe 12. So if you're not ready to invest in time, don't try to come to Japan yet. You could maybe try later on when you have better financial situations, but don't give up in 3 months. Open a branch before having a deal. That's also the very common mistakes. Say, oh yeah, let's open the office without any leads. No, you don't need it, right? Open the office is gonna request you to pay tax and a lot of complications. So make sure that you spend enough time to have some leads. You at least know 2-3 potential customers who request to open an office. Then you can work on it later. And actually creating the office itself is not that complicated. It's more about opening bank accounts and so on, but that we will talk about it later on in the panel. And then country rep, it's gonna take a lot of time, right? So you have to make sure to spend enough time to find the right people who are gonna work with you on site. Never sign an exclusive contract with a distributor. That's the golden rule for any countries, right? The exclusivity is a bad thing, because if the distributor partner lose interest or find other lucrative product for them, they won't work for you anymore. But because of the exclusivity, it's gonna cause issues, right? So never exclusive contract. And one big thing, that's very Japanese thing. Japanese big corporates love the word POC, proof of concept. And say, let's do a POC. And it's gonna be very, very quick, especially if it's free. But most of the time, they don't think about the next thing to do after the POC, right? A POC is supposed to be something that is proving a concept to do something later. But in many Japanese companies, the person in charge of POC, the number of POC is the KPI they are looking for. They don't care about the actual business later on, right? So as a startup taking the risk or betting on this as an opportunity, you have to come up with the next plan. Why doing this POC? Why this POC could be free? Because you have the big thing later, and you have be the one driving the whole process, right? Don't expect the big company to do the whole thing with you. And so I can spend like 3-4 more hours talking about all those things, but I believe it was the essential for mainly the people who are hopefully listening to us in Brazil. So thank you very much, and let's go to the panel. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Yoshi Tasaka. Thank you Poland Japan Foundation to have me. So I work for Shibuya City, and then we have a startup divisions, and we call ourselves Shibuya Startup Support. So what we do is actually mainly to support foreign startups to Japan's entry. Most importantly, we provide a visa, which is the most important to enter Japan. We provide a startup visa for foreign entrepreneurs, and then that allows you to stay 1 year. And then most of our founders switch to the business management visa after 1 year. And then during the 1 year, we provide, for example, like an office space, and then we also support like their smooth landings. Alex just told you that how difficult Japan's, for example, banking, and then we have a partner bank partners. We have two banks as a partner team, and then so those two banks open a bank account for you, and then but basically we help everything like housing, cell phone, anything you need to live in Japan, and then also we support some business support, of course. We have a consortium called the Shibuya Startup Deck, and which is composed of over 200 Japanese corporations. So we give you networking opportunities, etc. Yeah, we do a lot, but one announcement we want to make is we also actively propose a new regulation to the government because Shibuya is a part of a special district. We can ask to create a new regulation only for the special district, which including not only Tokyo, but some of the big cities throughout Japan. And then last year, we proposed to create an angel investor visa. And then that was approved. And then so next year we can start using angel investor visa. So we can bring angel investors from all over the world. And then reason why we proposed is there's a demand from international angel investors who wants to live in Japan. So next year we can have more investors. And then Japan has a problem of like a seed investment. But I hope that that helps Japan see the investment program.
Great, thank you very much. That's so many things going on. So let's talk more into details during the panel. So Takahashi-san, I know you do a lot of things too, but yeah.
Okay. Hello, I'm Akira Takahashi. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much. Well, I'm a COO at Makaira. That's a leading public affairs consulting firm in Japan, and we support so many foreign companies and startups in Japan. Well, in many cases, when foreign companies are trying to enter Japanese market, or the startups trying to start brand new service in Japan, sometimes the Japanese regulation or Japanese law does not assume such a new things. So they sometimes they face difficulties due to such kind of government regulation. In such case, we support such foreign companies or startups how to negotiate with the government or how to change rules, change or making how to make new rules for government. That's Makaira is doing, and they have to support the startups. At the same time, I am a director of the Startup Ecosystem Association of Japan, SEAJ. That association comprises of various organizations supporting the startups. So we provide we provide the startup support information or foster collaboration with supporters or the making the policy recommendation to government. So I'm going to talk about from such kind of viewpoints. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So Matt, please, if you could explain about your organization and yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Stevens. I'm the Director of Investment and Alliances at JETRO. Thank you for all the technical assistance to get me in there online today. I was planning to be there in person, but something came up at home, so I had to join online. But thank you to the Poland Japan Foundation and Edge of Innovation and the tech folks at Venture Cafe for making my participation possible. So JETRO, for those of you who don't know, is a Japanese government organization that facilitates trade and investment between Japan and the rest of the world. We've got 120 offices worldwide, and a lot of what JETRO does is help Japanese companies to expand their businesses overseas. That's kind of the history of JETRO, and it's a lot of what we do today. But one department within our organization is my department, the Innovation Department, formerly known as Invest Japan. Our sole mission is to help our foreign clients to expand into the Japanese market, both through partnerships and direct investment. So I look forward to the panel discussion and a Q&A after that to talk more about your needs and what JETRO might be able to do to help.
Great, thank you very much. So I think we had a very light taste of what Shibuya is providing as the district, one of the 23 districts in Tokyo. Why Shibuya would do that? Why trying to attract foreign startups?
So I guess Shibuya is known for startups hub in Japan. So we are probably the most startup concentrated area in Japan, Tokyo. But so we realized that there's no startups which successful at the global scene. So and then like our mayor stepped up and why we can internationalize our ecosystem. And so that's how we started, and then we invited Alex to be our advisor, and it started 5 years ago. Yeah.
Great, thank you. So creating innovation, creating international global community in Shibuya is one thing, but I think Jetro is doing this with not only startups, but many different type of companies with different countries. But what from Jetro's point of view, what is the particularly thing that you were looking for startups? Like what would be the special type of support that Jetro could offer to these startup level companies?
Yeah, thanks, Alex. So, Jetro historically has been working with larger investors, right? So the purpose is to bring investors into Japan who are going to create jobs and pay taxes and that type of thing. But Jetro has over the past few years kind of shifted away from some of our bigger projects. For example, 20 years ago, we were helping IKEA or Costco or big clothing retailers, right? Big box that are coming in and buying land or renting, that type of thing. But over the past several years, there's been a conscious shift to helping kind of tech-focused or tech-heavy companies, and those can be of any size, right? So in fact, a lot of the companies that we help to enter Japan are small and medium-sized companies, and more recently startups. Some of the other speakers have touched on specific areas. I think it was Alex was talking about the aging population and kind of the need to automate things and the need to have telemedicine, and so those are areas that we are very interested in attracting to Japan. But having said all that, Jetro we're a public organization, so we provide the same level of support to all of our clients in all industries. So we will not turn you away as long as your products and services are legal in Japan.
Well, that's a very important point. Thank you. So maybe, Takahashi-san, we could talk a bit of the different ecosystems in Japan. So we had the Shibuyaku, we had Jetro, a part of the Ministry of Economy, right? So covering the whole Japan at economical level. But I'm sure that we are starting to have a lot of interesting hubs in Japan. So maybe we could start with Tokyo and any other hubs that you could suggest to the foreign startups.
Okay, so now, well, actually, in these 2 or 3 years, the most of local governments all over Japan, they established the department that promoting startups. So actually, so many, well, so in so many cities, you will be welcomed in entering Japan's market. But among them, the Tokyo and the Nagoya and Fukuoka will be the most, the attractive place for foreign startups, I guess.
Why would be that?
Well, these 3 cities, in last year and this year, 3 of them, they established big facilities for promoting startups. In Tokyo, in addition to here, CIC Tokyo, Tokyo Metropolitan Government opened the Tokyo Innovation Base, TIB, last year. And now the CIC Tokyo and the TIB are the must-visit place in Tokyo for foreign startups. And in addition to that, in Fukuoka, CIC Fukuoka has opened. And in Nagoya, as Radek-san mentioned, the Station AI opened in this month. They are very large and preparing a huge program to foster startups, both Japanese and foreign startups. So you can expect the very big support from these cities.
Yeah, I think that was a very important keyword, programs, because we've been seeing failure in the past. We're opening big buildings with no programs, which will stay empty. And I think that's the great point of CIC, having so many different contents happening all the time. Venture Cafe is one of it. So talking about program, so we've heard from Tasaka-san that there's the visa thing, the different introduction to banks and so on. But is there any acceleration program-ish support for the startups?
Yeah, so we created a company last year. It's called the Shibuya Startups KK. KK is like a LLC, and then we invested, and then we let three conglomerate to invest, and then so we created a new company to support foreign companies' growth in Japan. It's not the typical accelerators, but we give a hands-on support. So last 1 year we brought 30 companies from all over the world, and then interestingly we didn't decide a vertical, but many companies are actually KI economy, age tech companies, and then many companies are obviously like IP related companies. It's like AI, but it's like anime related and stuff. But it's interesting, yeah, to see the trends.
Why elderly people in Shibuya? It's a young place.
Well, I think they're not looking at Shibuya itself, but entire Japan. But Shibuya is very actually active for senior cares. We provided a smartphone to our seniors, and then providing smartphone workshops, and then make sure our seniors use smartphones. So our seniors are very tech savvy.
Oh, that's great. All right. Okay. So in Shibuya, a lot of things happening. But I think that Jetro is also providing some concrete support, like providing office space, the bridge platform, and maybe you could explain a bit about the different programs or features that's provided to the startups.
Great, thank you. So, yeah, I guess to define what's a program and what's not a program, we do not organize for inbound. We do not organize a lot of events or missions or kind of like boot camps and that type of thing. So our service menu is a very individual based, right? So to take advantage of Jetro service, we have kind of a registration and approval process. There are no fees involved, but we have a screening, usually takes a couple of weeks. Once our foreign clients are approved, you have kind of on-demand access. So what can we provide for you? It starts out, market information, introductions to potential partners, consultation with industry experts that can guide you on strategies to enter the market or regulations in your market or who are the major players and that type of thing. Then it moves on once you're ready to hopefully set up an office in Japan down the road. We offer all the legal consultation. What type of entity is better for us or not? What are the taxes? How do we get visas? We have office space. We have networking events. We have event space that you can use for your own events. And the list goes on, kind of too long to go into too much detail here, but I think that we provide a wide range of services for companies at all levels or all stages of their Japan market entry.
So Jetro is definitely one of the organization. If a foreign startup try to come to Japan, should go meet. Just maybe quickly, we've heard from Ishiga-san, who is based in Warsaw. Is there any collaboration between the Poland office of Jetro and Tokyo?
Yes, so I mentioned that we have over 120 offices worldwide. About 50 of those are located here in Japan. So we have one office in every prefecture throughout Japan. They work very closely with the local governments to compile information on incentives and office space and partners in the regions and that type of thing. So the other 70 some offices are located in 55 countries around the world. So there's a good chance that there's at least one office. We have one in Warsaw, of course, and many across Europe. So the normal approach would be for you to contact your closest Jetro office, have a short interview, explain what your company is doing, what you want to do in Japan, and then our overseas office will kind of summarize that and hand it to us. And then we provide essentially all of the support we would be providing from Tokyo. So we work hand in hand with all of our overseas offices, and there's no competition or there's no conflict. So once, if any of you in the audience today happen to want to, if you're in Tokyo or if you want to reach out to me directly, that's completely okay. And then I will share that with my counterparts in our Warsaw office.
Great, thank you. So a great thing of probably not only Japan, but the government are providing a lot of supports, but sometimes it's a bit complicated to navigate through the whole thing. And this is where the expertise of Makaira comes, right? So can you explain a bit more about what type of concrete services a startup can expect from you dealing with government services or entities?
Okay, so I guess for foreign startups, the most difficult thing is which department or which ministry should I access? That should I approach? That's the first and the toughest problem for foreign startups. So what we can support is first of all, we fully understand what that startups want to do and what's the problem or what's the obstacles implementing them in Japan. So after that, we can specify which ministry, which department, which section is in charge of that service, and then figure out this startup, the service is has a strong match of policy of that section. When that service has a good and strong match with the policy of that section, you can you should approach directly to the section. That's the most easy. That's the easiest way, and that approach will be welcomed by the government official. But if it's the match is not good, then you should you should search for the diet member of the ruling party. Ruling party. So then they consult them how to approach. That's a key issue for entering the Japanese market.
And if you don't know the country, the whole structure, you definitely can do this. So
that's really difficult.
But maybe having some more concrete use cases. And I could think of a very regulated industry, which would be fintech.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I'm a fintech startup from Poland. I want to do my service in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And very probably there will be regulations here and there that I cannot bring my service as it is. What kind of conversation would you have? Like, so first a consultation to understand what the service is about, or providing advice on how to change their service or how to change the laws in Japan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So first of all, I'm gonna we want to try to understand what you are doing and what you are trying to do in Japan. Then we're gonna specify the section of the FSA, Financial Service Agency of Japanese government, and then the research. What that startups want to do is will be followed by the policy of FSA or not. Then they figure out how to approach. That's what we will do for the startups.
I see, got it. Thank you very much. And so I think the role of Poland Japan Foundation and the whole thing is that there will be the one-stop gateway for Polish startups. If they want to go to Japan, ask Radek first, and you're going to make the right introductions, right? All right, great. Thank you very much. So I will make the bet. So, when we do panel discussions in Japan, very often, no one asks questions. But let's try. Any questions tonight from the audience? Nell? Lily? Come on. You?
Thank you guys, super interesting. I'm a company based in the Netherlands actually, and I run a medtech company, so it's also very regulated market. There are things like regulatory approvals and reimbursement, like healthcare insurance reimbursement. Do your organizations provide specific support for medtech companies?
Yeah, getting approval itself is, how to say, it based on the evidence or documents, such kind of basis. But we can help the medtech or digital healthcare service company. So we can be a help, but whether or not the approval comes first or not, it depends.
Yeah, that's
but
something
we
else.
can be a help.
So you support with like consulting services, or you bring us in touch with companies, local companies that can support the process. What kind of support services?
You mean our experience in the healthcare, or
Yeah, what your organization, how can your organizations facilitate to companies? Because we don't know even who are the good consultants who can help us with obtaining reimbursement or getting a device regulatory approved. We have the technical knowledge, we have the clinical knowledge, right? But each country has its own regulations. So yeah.
Yeah, in case of the getting approval or the getting partners in Japan, we can be help.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions from the audience? Sure? No? No? All right. Well, we actually had a question online by chat. And the person is asking, any comments on crypto market in Japanese business? So the crypto is going crazy after the election. You always regret that you haven't invested into it. But I believe that Shibuya is doing something about Web3, right? You had an event.
Yeah. So I don't know why, but Web3 community loves Shibuya. So we started helping a lot of Web3 events in Shibuya, and then this year we hosted a EdoConf, which is kind of largest developer conference of Ethereum, and then but we started helping Web3 when the Web3 was in the winter. and it was interesting. Now, as you said, crypto is going back. And then we were so lucky because we built a relationship with Web3 community during the winter. So we cannot announce now, but we will do Web3 things.
Oh, great. Is Jetro doing anything specific around Web3 and crypto, Matt?
No, we're not.
No.
We don't have any specific services or programs related to any certain industry. So again,
fully understandable.
if we have a client that has specific questions for introductions to partners or meetings with government agencies or whatever, then we would connect them with those support.
Thank you. And I believe it's a quite, difficult to navigate industry, Web3 and crypto. Is Makara do you have any use cases dealing with Web3 crypto companies so far?
So special, but the one thing I can say about the crypto is in current cabinet member, we have a minister. We have one minister who is very, very familiar with crypto. So that will be following for crypto industry.
Oh, that's great. Well, let's hope that he's gonna stop the taxing like Trump did. All right, great. Thank you so much. Let's make sure that we don't have no more questions, even from the online, right? Okay. Well, thank you very much for the three speakers again. A good applause. And for those who are here, you will have time to mingle. Are you staying during the networking too? Oh, great. So if you want to have more direct conversations, please go to meet them. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lukas Zezulak. I'm a managing director in Comark, Japan. Comark, especially here in Japan, so we are focusing on different markets. The biggest for us is telecommunications. So we are a software company. We are delivering solutions. So in this now modern wave of like DX, right? So everything, automation, AI, everything is on us in our portfolio. So we are trying to bring our knowledge, our portfolio, our solutions to the Japanese market. With some successes, we already have clients in telco sector, IoT sector, loyalty sector. So we have done some inroads into Japanese market already here in Japan. Just one remark, Comark actually is not a startup. We are on the market like globally for almost 30 years. So maybe it's a different element, but in Japan, we are still kind of like a startup. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Furukawa-san, please.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this exciting panel discussion. So my name is Hiroshi Furukawa from Picosella, Japan. Our company is dealing with state-of-the-art Wi-Fi mesh technologies, which has been deployed in many use cases here in Japan. Our breakthrough we have made is we can have very strong and stable wireless mesh technologies, which has been backed by a huge amount of patents globally issued. My past co-CEO, co-founder comes from Poland. That is the reason why I'm working with Poland. But unfortunately, we have not yet deployed our systems into the Polish market. But we are hiring two excellent engineers in Warsaw place, and one of whom is already working for more than 10 years. And he is very, very genius guy. And I'm very keen to the hiring good talents from the Poland, right? That is the first objectives, the reason why we are pursuing Polish market. Of course, we want to pursue to entering into a Polish market as well, because our technology has no barriers in terms of the language barrier, no language barriers. Yeah, Wi-Fi technology itself is a global standards, right? So that we can easily expand our technologies into a Polish market, as we have done so far in the Japanese market. Yeah.
Great, thank you very much. Well, actually, that was a very, very interesting point of view that we haven't covered much tonight. The fact that you're looking for hiring in Poland, which very probably means that you feel there's good talent there. So what is, from a Japanese company point of view, why hiring in Poland? Do you think there's a high level of engineering, or what do you think?
Okay, so before touching the question to your question, so I was I was working in a university, and the Picosella is a startup when I was with the university in Kyushu area, and so that I am a kind of expert in teaching students, right? And I have met so many talents, of course, in Japan. Okay, so to tell the truth, there is a not so big difference between the high-level talent between the Poland and Japan. But unfortunately, Japanese students tend to join the large corporation, not choosing the startups like us, right? This motivation is completely different. When we're looking at the Polish young people, so they have a kind of entrepreneurship mindset, right? So that's why it's very easy for a company like our startups to hire the good talent in the Polish market. That's my vision.
All right, so very, very interesting. Thank you. So maybe we could continue a bit on your side of experience. So, well, of course, it's a huge company in Poland, but how was your experience, or why going to Japan has started? Why choosing the Japanese market maybe to start the story?
Thank you. Well, there's plenty of reasons, right? So it wasn't like a sudden someone's decision or idea, okay, let's do business in Japan. It was step-by-step approach, yes? So first of all, what's the market? Is there something we can actually offer to Japanese clients? Everyone knows that Japanese clients are very, very demanding, right? So actually, our late CEO, he wanted to be here even earlier, but he knew back then that it is too early. We weren't ready, yes? So we were waiting for a good moment, and that moment actually came from a Japanese company. They found us in the Gartner, and we were actually contacted by a Japanese company. Hey guys, we would like to talk to you because you might have something that we are looking for, right? So this is how it started. So it was the first discussions about potential cooperation, what we have in terms of product solutions, and then we were, getting closer to this Japanese market and decision about opening actually an office here. It took us like the whole process was 1 year or even more. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's again very interesting. The coincidence that the two of you have actually started the Go Japan or Go Poland because of a coincidence of having partner who is from Poland and you got contacted from Japan. So it was not from a research of your side. It's more like a opportunistic thing. And actually, it's a good thing for startups. Well, okay, so you have been requested from a Japanese company at the beginning. It took you 1 year. And do you feel any kind of special challenges in Japanese market which is unique compared to Poland or any other countries you may have experience with?
Mm-hmm. So maybe allow me to put one comment here. So Alex, your presentation, what you showed on the screen, so each line, every single line is true, right? So I can confirm it. So all challenges or all those features of Japanese market you mentioned, it's true, right? So we basically experience the same, right? So all these difficulties, meaning like, well, finding a partner was one thing because we were contacted by that single company, but then finding ourselves in Japan, right? Office, bank accounts, day-to-day life. So this paperwork is still very active here. In Poland, basically, everything now is more or less digitalized. But in Japan, still our minds we need to switch back to to this like previous method of working, yes, for time being, to actually to find ourselves in Japan, yes. So but this is not a problem. This is just a kind of like an process of adjusting to this new thing, new processes, new environment. But this is kind of also fun, right? So we enjoyed that process, and probably that was also visible to our clients because they were like keen of talking to us, working with us. So they knew that we have some troubles in with establishing something, but actually they were happy that we are not giving up. But actually, for them it was a sign that it is worth working with us, so to say.
Yeah, I think that's something I very believe it's going to be important for any startups trying to come to Japan to remember is the tenacity, right? Show your potential customer that you're serious about coming to Japan and you are committed. And that's what you've done, right? Thank you. So, Furukawa-san, I understood that you are still in the early phase of trying to go Poland. You decided to go Poland because of this potential partner that you might have. But is there anything attractive that you're already seeing about the Poland market or maybe the whole European market? Why would you continue to try to go there?
Well, the first time I visited to the Poland, that was maybe 15 years ago. At the time, the Warsaw place is a completely different place from as of today, right? So the very dynamic towns, everything is changing. I think especially the young people, the thought would be very much changed, I guess. So, well, only this point, for me, it's a very attractive place, right? So it's a completely opposite when we compared with Tokyo or Japan, right? Yeah. So it might be not the right question, answers to your question.
No, that's definitely important. The potential, the growth, that's super important, especially as a startup. Because you might not have the big market from the beginning, but if the market itself is growing, of course, it's going to grow your company.
Yeah, of course. In addition, East Europe is, well, the region in the future for me, right? Compared with West side Europe, I think thinking of the people is quite new. Of course, all those countries in the East Europe would be a very long history. But again, I said the young people especially has a completely different mind. Yeah, that's very attractive.
Interesting. So maybe we could talk more a bit about this Eastern Europe aspect. I'm dealing with different companies from different countries. And for example, if there is a German company try to come to Japan, being from Germany is some kind of brand. Because people know BMW, all those big corporates, so they feel like, oh, Germany should be serious, on time, and so on. So do you think there's anything that could be of value from a Poland or Eastern European companies trying to come to Japan? What would be the brand added value?
Yes, so this is a very important and good question, and not even a question, it's a very important thing, actually. Yes? So every company that is coming from Central Europe to Japan, I think they should think about this thing before. And you are right, so Germany, as you mentioned, France, US, of course. When we started 7 years ago here in Tokyo, so there were meetings, and that's really a true story. So when I was introducing Comark and our partners, like companies, Japanese companies, Poland, okay, so you have those polar bears running there, yeah? No, it's not there, it's slightly south, yes? So you see, it's you need to be ready for this type of discussions at the beginning, yeah. But on the other hand, what I was told by one of our clients is, you guys, you are different. So I was told that. I said, why? What do you mean? It's we like you, yeah. Not me personally, but the company, yeah. So apparently, our attitude is different. So we are not as proud as other big companies or big brands like US and German companies, right? So we care, yes, and they notice that we are really with them. We have heads full of ideas, so we never give up. So we are there, yes. We are working with clients, we are working for a client, and it was, I think, noticed, yes, and skills, yes. So how fast we can deliver something, how fast we can change something, yes. How fast we can adjust to clients' needs. I think this is something that can be maybe not a brand, but some values that can be treated as a in plus here in Japan.
I see. Yeah, of course, those kind of aspects are the ones Japanese people pay much attention into it. So maybe adding a bit of a theme on top of that. So that will be the cultural aspect of Polish people, or maybe the mindset of Polish people. And I'm sure there will be a huge gap between Japanese people and Polish people. So what were your surprises when dealing with Japanese people? I will go to you, Furukawa-san, later on, but what from Poland to Japan? What surprised you? What were the big shock that you got?
Well, definitely there is quite a lot of them. Well, again, because I didn't introduce it at the beginning, but I'm living in Japan for 20 years. Yeah, so for me, it's not, I get used to it. Yeah, to many things. But how I see my colleagues coming from Poland for meetings, for example, yes. So there is kind of like a shock, yes, and especially that it is hard to get something from the client. And you mentioned that, yes. So it's the startup companies that are coming to Japan. We should have use cases ready. We should know the client thoroughly to do something. And usually it's like, okay, so tell me what's your pain point, and we will show you how we can do that. Yes. Now after 7 years, we know that it's not working, so we change our attitude. We change the way how we work. But sometimes it happens still that I think this is actually the most difficult point. Yes. So to understand the client before even meeting them. So this is difficult.
Right. And so Furukawa-san, how was your experience?
Yes. Well, when we're looking at the entrepreneur in Poland, well, they are calm with burning hearts. That's my impression.
So, and how was the impact? So having those type of people, which I think quite rare here. I think we have way more challenger mindset in Poland. I guess, no?
Yeah, but unfortunately, my touch point to the Polish people is very limited, right? So this may be not applied to every Polish people, but as far as the guys I met so far, they have a very a kind of a genius type. How can I say? They are very good at dealing with the mathematics, right? So scientist type person. I met so many this type of people.
Well, I think Radek was making this comment at his keynote that the level of science, the level of mathematics, maybe a bit higher in Poland than in Japan. Is it true?
It's a difficult question. Of course, we Japan have good talents in the mathematics, but also the Polish people is a very good talent in this the field. So I have no clear vision on that. But I think there is not so big difference between the talent between the Japan and the Poland, especially in the mathematics capability.
So it means that they're both great.
Sorry.
They're both great.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe so. Do you have any experience so far dealing with Polish corporates? Not yet.
What do you mean there? What kind of the culture?
Have you ever have any discussions, try to sell your products to Polish corporations?
Oh yes, of course.
Yes?
I tried. Yeah, I tried.
And how was their behavior? Like, did you feel it's different from Japanese companies, or how was it?
Well, yes, they are very, very not so taking big risks. That's my feeling. Yeah, they are very, very step by step, very careful decision. That's my feeling to the Polish companies. Yeah.
Like in Japan, no?
Maybe.
All right. So, okay. So maybe you could talk a bit on that. So maybe more as an advice to the Polish and other country startups who are looking at you tonight. What would be your tip or like must to be aware of for those startups trying to come Japan? What do you think?
Well, patience. This is the trait you really have to have, and you have to be ready for that. Everything takes more than you may be accustomed to, right? So, opening a bank account takes quite a lot. Waiting for a feedback from clients takes time a lot, quite a lot. Even like simply asking for a meeting. Usually, it is advised to ask for a meeting like 1 month in advance. Yeah, it's not like, hey, I will be in Tokyo tomorrow, so can I jump in? That's definitely not the thing. Yes, maybe among startuppers, maybe this is okay, but if you're aiming at bigger companies, definitely give them time. They need to digest all this. You have to have prepared agenda. Yes. Concrete agenda, why you want to visit them, for what's the goal, and so on and so on. Yes? So patience is really required.
I see. So what would be your advice for the Japanese audience that we have tonight here? So what they should try?
To Poland.
To Poland or wherever you think you... Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, my message to the young Japanese entrepreneurs is to have a challenge mind, and not hesitate to go abroad, speak a lot without hesitation. Well, yeah.
That's a very important message. I think the government is also trying to send that type of message. You know, now the 5 years plan of the former prime minister, so trying to encourage people to go to entrepreneurship more. So thank you very much for the message to the Japanese people. But would you have any messages for the Polish people you might meet later?
Let's get more, close relationship with us. Yeah, Polish people is very, very friendly to Japanese one. Yeah, I know they love the Japanese culture, like manga, animation. Yeah, so we have a common understanding. What can I say? Yeah,
that helps a lot. Thank you again very much.
Thank you very much.
Please enjoy the beers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for our panelists. For the closing remarks, we invited Mr. Piotr Mieczkowski, Managing Director from the Digital Poland Foundation. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us tonight because he went for the Web Summit into Lisbon. However, he really wanted to get in touch with the Japanese audience, and he left his recorded short closing remarks.
Dear participants from Poland and Japan, I'm in Lisbon for the Web Summit, so unfortunately I was not able to attend this very important event, which helps build the bridges between Poland and Japan. I'm very keen to take part in the event because, as the Digital Poland Foundation, we are the only one in Poland to talk about Society 5.0. I believe, like the Japanese, that the technology could help us solve the humanity problems. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each of you for joining us at this event. Your presence, enthusiasm, and contributions were invaluable in making this gathering a remarkable experience. I deeply appreciate your efforts you made to connect across cultures, sharing insights and ideas that enriched our discussion and strengthen our shared goals. I'm pretty sure it was truly inspiring to witness the collaboration and exchange between participants from Poland and Japan. Moving on some reflections and expectation on the development of the Polish and Japanese collaboration in the startup ecosystem. The growing collaboration between Poland and Japan within the startup ecosystem presents a unique and exciting opportunity for innovation, shared learning, and sustainable growth. Both countries bring distinct strengths to the table. Japan is recognized for its advanced technology, strong industrial base, and deep expertise in robotics, artificial intelligence, and sustainable energy, while Poland is becoming known for its dynamic tech talent, entrepreneurial spirit, and rapidly evolving tech startup scene. By combining this strength, we have the potential to create a powerful synergy that could accelerate the growth of innovation solutions in both markets and beyond. I look forward to building an environment that supports cross-border funding, knowledge exchange, and collaborative projects, especially in the areas such as clean tech, digital transformation, and health tech. My expectation is that this partnership will lead us to a robust network of entrepreneurs, investors, and institutions from both countries. By fostering this connection, we envision new pathways for startups to scale internationally, bridging Eastern European and Asian markets, and ultimately contributing to a thriving, innovative ecosystem. As we continue to deepen the collaboration, I'm confident that it will not only drive forward our respective economies, but also inspire broader global partnership, making Poland and Japan leaders in fostering innovation and sustainable development. My last remark regarding the potential of Poland for Japanese startups. From my perspective, Poland offers significant potential for Japanese startups looking to expand and thrive in the European market. With its strategic location at the heart of Europe, Poland serves as a gateway to both Western and Eastern European markets, providing easy access to a customer base of over 500 million people. Additionally, Poland's membership in the European Union offers seamless entry into EU markets, presenting a valuable opportunity for Japanese startups aiming for rapid regional expansion. Poland boasts a highly educated, skilled workforce, especially in the fields of technology, engineering, and business. The country is recognized for its growing pool of tech talent, with reputation for excellence in areas such as software development, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and fintech. This expertise, combined with the competitiveness in terms of operating costs, allow Japanese startups to scale efficiently without compromising quality. Moreover, Poland's startup ecosystem is rapidly developing, supported by a strong network of incubators, accelerators, and government programs that welcome foreign investors and innovators. Favorable business conditions, including tax incentives and grants for R&D activities, make Poland an attractive destination for startups seeking both financial advantages and growth opportunities. And finally, Poland and Japan share a strong, positive diplomatic relationship, fostering a friendly business environment that promotes collaboration. Japanese startups in sectors like green tech, healthcare, and digital transformation can benefit from Poland's growing focus on sustainable and digital innovation. Thank you once again for being part of this event, and I look forward for the future opportunities to work together and celebrate. Thank you.
Let me say just a few words about our next steps. Next year is quite important as regards Polish-Japanese relations. Next year we have Expo in Osaka, which starts in the middle of April, and it will be a fantastic opportunity for Polish startups and Polish companies also to present itself for the Japanese audience. Next year we have the edition of the very famous Chopin competition, piano competition in Poland, which is held once for 5 years, and Poland is taking over the EU presidency for half of a year since January. You can say many things about the European Union, but European Union has big budget and is also supporting startups. Many companies are using European funds for their activity in Japan. So it will be quite important here. For our foundation, you know, this event was first informative event, general event that we would like to present cooperation, potential for the cooperation for startups between Poland and Japan. For the next year, we would like to focus on the specific areas of cooperation. We think about the fintech. We already have a plan for the first half of a year, the mission of the European fintech company here to Japan. We also think about AI. We also think about cybersecurity and video gaming. We would like to show all strength of Polish startups here. So please contact us, our foundation, if you can help. If we can help you, we are very open to that. And in the long-term perspective, we of course would like to have the boots on the ground. We would like to have a Polish startups here, which will follow the Comarch success story, and we will have more Polish companies in Japan, as well as we encourage also the Japanese companies to invest in Poland. Thank you very much for this event. My great thank you to our distinguished panelists, to our audience in Tokyo, in Warsaw, all the people who are online. Thanks to Alex, who was our fantastic moderator and is our super advisor for our foundation. And last but not least, we have Polish craft beer and Polish donuts over there for our networking session. Everything is made in Japan, so you can see that, you know, at least in the agri-food sector, we are really successful tonight. All this loud noise, you know, that you can hear in the background, those are the people who are enjoying our beverages and snacks. So I would like to invite you to the networking session over our delicious hazy IPA craft beer. Thank you so much.